Getting ready to make a short rib dish with poutine, and yep, the peeling of the carrots is the first step.
Oh my goodness, Nena really covered how she minced this garlic really, really well, and I had the camera set wrong, so we didn't actually get that procedure down.
That's okay. I'm gonna go over the important parts real quick.
You mean I just put you on camera?
Sure. The important part about the garlic chopping was, once you get your garlic smashed and peeled, you have it smashed so it is broken open. You sprinkle a little bit of salt on there, and then you chop it. And then when you have it chopped, kind of rough chopped, you smush it with your thing, and then you chop it some more. And the salt helps to draw out the fluids, and it brings that garlicky goodness out so much better, and your aromatic sauteing will be so much more aromatic.
Okay,
thank you.
That Nena and I acquired that's going to be put to use tonight. This is the 6-quart Instant Pot, so we will give you some feedback on this depending how we feel about it.
This is the toy that we're telling you about that we're going to use tonight.
There you go.
Because I put a little makeup.
You put a little makeup on this time.
I look okay today. Not great, but okay. All right, so we are going to season the short ribs with a little salt and pepper.
And some of these other ones that were, what were the other?
Oh yeah, so these front ones, those are actually short ribs, which is what the recipe calls for. But I needed more than a pound, and they only had a pound of short ribs at Publix that were out. And it was easier to just go ahead and grab some back ribs, which I found out by talking to the wonderful meat dude at Kroger. I'm sorry.
Publix.
No, at Publix.
The butcher at Publix.
The butcher at Publix. These are, it's a similar meat, but it is a higher quality meat because it's a higher quality bone. These are the cuttings from bone-in ribeye. Like, if you want a boneless ribeye, this is what they take out of it. And bone-in ribeye is like the best thing ever. So I'm very excited about this meat, is what I'm trying to tell you all.
It's good stuff.
So I'm salting it, and I am also peppering it, because I am white, and these are my main spices. I'm just kidding. I'm a better cook than that, but I find it funny because...
Well, that was the whole Facebook stream yesterday, basically. Just that.
It was, and the thing is, it's funny because white people colonized the entire world for spice, attempted to colonize the entire world for spices, and we still don't fucking use them. What is wrong with us? I don't know.
Well, I guess we probably used them back in the 1600s when England was.
I don't think they did. I don't think they did. Look at traditional English food. It never got better. The only good food we make is food that we learn from other cultures. I'm just saying that's not 100% true.
But I must say, curry is very popular in the United Kingdom.
It is. Curry is popular in the United Kingdom.
They learned.
But they don't know.
But they don't do it enough.
They don't make it. It's because Indian people moved to England and they know how to make curry. Because white people are not as good at cooking ethnic foods. I'm just saying, we're not generally as good at it. We're just not. Peppered both sides of the meat. And we are putting the meat into the Instant Pot in as much of a single layer as possible, because we do want some browning, because we want to make some, we want to get some meat on to stick to the bottom, so we have...
I should know what that browning effect is called, because I've done so much cooking research in my job.
Well, we're going to be doing deglazing,
okay,
and that's what the browning is for. So right now, we are taking this, putting it into the hot Instant Pot, and now I have to look and see... I think I just have to put the lid on. I gotta close the pot, because what we're doing right now in the Instant Pot is searing. And what I'm going to do right this minute is go get a pair of tongs. You have silicone tongs, yes?
There's some in the dishwasher. I don't see the other ones, so you'll have to take off that very top shelf.
Be careful, that is wet, don't fall.
Yeah. Hi, and Sugar's working her way through the shot in the background.
Yeah,
puppies! Gratuitous pictures of puppies.
Nobody could ever be displeased with gratuitous photos of puppies.
Is that in there?
All right. Are we recording?
Yes, we are.
All right, folks. Here we go. We're starting to get some sizzle sound. And what we're wanting, that's what we're wanting. We're wanting some good browned meat. We're going to try to brown it on all sides like that, so I'm currently flipping it. Oh my God. Oh my God, this looks good already. Oh, if you are a meat eater, this is gonna look like a little bit of heaven. Oh my gosh, Tammy likes meat, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. We got a friend coming over, and she's a little bit picky with her food. She has some tummy issues, and she has some food issues, and
But she heard poutine and said yes.
She said she heard poutine, she said yes, and now I'm excited about sharing poutine with her. She was a bit affronted when I was making fun of the fact that poutine is a white people food, but then I told her I am just having a little bit of fun at my own expense, you know, due to my lack of melanin, and she accepted that, so.
Yeah. Well, you were making those, what, tuna crackers?
Oh my God, the tuna crackers I made last night, y'all, they were the whitest white people food ever. I ain't saying it wasn't good. I ain't saying it wasn't good. It was good. But oh my God, I can only imagine, not just my black friends, but any friends of color would have come over and they would have been like, Nena, what is this white people concoction? This is ridiculous. I love my white friends, but Nena, this is ridiculous. It was hilarious.
It was canned tuna with mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise and onion chopped up in it. And I spread it on saltine crackers. Mm-hmm. I put a small square of cheddar cheese over the top of each of them and put it in the broiler to melt cheese. So it was like tuna melts on crackers, but it was really more like tuna, upside down tuna casserole. Like it was tuna casserole, but the crackers were on the bottom instead of the top. And if that's not white people food, honey, I don't know what is. That was white people food. It's okay. White people make food, and it's okay.
It's almost like a 70s thing.
It does. It is a little like a 70s thing. It is like something they would have served, or even like the 50s,
Yeah.
like post-war. That's almost post-war fare, not warfare.
Because you know the canned tuna and things like that, they were much more widely used before modern industrial cattle farming. Okay, we'll get this finished browning and we'll come back in the next segment.
All right, everybody. So what we've done is we have browned the meat. The myth around browning meat before you cook it in a stew is that it holds in the juices. That is not what it does. When you brown meat, when you call it searing the meat, what was the name of
Maillard.
It's the Maillard reaction. And it's the same reaction that you get when you roast marshmallows, when you roast vegetables. Anybody who has ever roasted a vegetable that they normally don't like, and then been like, holy crap, this tastes delicious, you've experienced the Maillard effect. There is something about browning something on the outside by either roasting or pan frying, searing, sauteing, whatever, that brings out flavor. And
You're
that
causing a chemical reaction in the surface of the food that changes the flavor.
yes. Thank you. He stated it much better than I because he has had much less strength than I. And also he's pretty smart. All right, so anyway, we have established the Maillard effect.
Okay, next
We're
up,
going to add some oil. This is just plain old olive oil, just enough to kind of
we
cover.
use California Olive Ranch. This is generally described as a very good everyday olive oil.
Yes, because it is an actual olive oil. All right, so we added a little olive oil in there. We're going to add our carrots and celery that I have already chopped up. It was 2 carrots and 2 stalks of celery. And I'm going to add my red onion. This is 1/2 of a pretty big red onion. Had it been a smaller red onion, I might have used the whole thing. It was a great big old onion. I used the whole thing. So,
And if you want some French terminology, a saute of carrot, celery, and red onion is called a mirepoix.
pois. Because all of the best things in French end with wa.
That's about half of French, I think.
Half of French is just saying wa. I don't mean that, French people. I love you. And I actually...
Kevin Alibert, if you're watching this, you feel free to correct me.
I genuinely think that your language is beautiful. Like, really. Of the romantic languages, I think French is the prettiest. And I mean, all of the romantic languages have their beauty, but French really is gorgeous.
Kevin Alibert is also the one who alerted me to the existence of duck pizza, which is going to happen in this kitchen at some point.
Pizza is going to happen in this kitchen. All right, so what else was saying? Oh, something else that I would like to mention.
We're pinching the foil closed around the meat.
Around the meat?
To keep the heat in and the juices in.
To keep the juices from evaporating, we want juicy meat. Something that I wanted to mention. So the recipe actually said for me to put the carrots, celery, onion, and garlic in to saute. I am going against what the recipe says because garlic burns so much faster.
Garlic burns very easily. You always add it later.
So I always give these things a chance. I give these things a chance to get some good color, some good softening, and then I add the garlic later when I want everything to get a little bit of a sear, a little bit of a brown. Excuse me, the Maillard effect. Because I don't want my garlic to burn.
And she looks kind of shady because of the lights in my kitchen. Don't worry about that.
There's very little that's better than perfectly cooked garlic, and there's very little that's worse than burnt garlic.
Yeah.
Burnt garlic's really bad. Just thinking about burnt garlic makes me need a drink.
And that's the watermelon gosa. We should find out the brand on that since you love it.
It's terrapin.
Terrapin.
I'm gonna show you. It's so good. So a goza is a sour beer, and
They come over more into good light, yes.
And I saw this today, a watermelon goza, and I love watermelon, and I love goza, and I love beer. And I tried this, and it's ridiculous. It's so good. It's so good, y'all.
Okay, we'll be back on the next step of adding stuff to this
And you
mirepoix.
will, are we on?
Yes.
And you will know that you did the right thing by waiting to put that garlic in. When you put that garlic in, and it smells like heaven just opened up.
This room is like the garlic steam bath.
This room is like what I expect heaven to be. Except I don't expect heaven. But, seriously, it's so good. I'm going to add about a half cup of red wine.
By the eyeball.
By the eyeball. We're using this to deglaze.
If you're curious, this is Botabox Nighthawk Black.
Most people are probably, Food Network's a thing now, so most people are familiar with what the word deglazing means. But in case you're not, in case you don't care for Food Network,
It's beeping at you.
it is beeping at me probably because my guess is
Yes,
because
your
we've
timer.
lowered the temperature. Oh, could be the temperature.
Or was there a timer set?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it was set to 30. It was supposed to be set to 35.
Oh.
This is our first time using the Instant Pot. So yeah, I've got 5 more minutes actually. So.
But can we make it quiet down?
Oh, no, that's
Well,
right.
fidget beast, whatever.
Okay, so I've added about a half cup of wine, and what deglazing is when you brown things, you get nice sticky brown bits on the bottom, and those are the most delicious part of what you're cooking. They're
I'm
so
edgy. I'm doing a diagonal
yummy.
shot.
I like the edgy diagonal shot. And so when you put in something acidic like wine, or really, a lot of things will work. If you're not a fan of wine, you can use broth. Something acidic like wine makes it a little easier. But you put a little bit of a liquid in there, and you stir, and that pulls up the brown stuff, and it makes a little bit of a gravy.
We're back.
We're back, and we're ready to add the meat back to the pot.
And now we're listening to Fable Cry.
Now we're listening to Fable Cry, and you should not give us any kind of copyright for that. Because Fable Cry is always happy for their shit to be shared. I can prove it. I know them. What we're doing right now, if you want to take a look at this This is nice and deglazed. It's all bubbly and stewy.
The deglaze means that there's no longer stuff cooked onto the bottom of the pot.
No longer stuff cooked on the bottom of the pot. It's nice and smooth and stewy, and stuff is getting all the good flavors. And now we're going to add the meat back to the pot.
We'll give everybody a good glimpse of the Deadpool t-shirt. Yeah.
It's a tank top.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Tank top, I'm sorry.
It's an excellent Deadpool tank top. All right, so we're adding the meat back. We're adding the meat back. Oh my God,
Oh,
the
no.
dogs are going to be so
Who's
happy.
fastest? Who's fastest to get it? Lady is fastest to get it.
The other dogs are going to be so pissed off at
Oh
her.
yeah.
That was a complete accident. I certainly would not have given Lady that short rib intentionally. But
She only gets the parts we would not have eaten ourselves.
But she's a good dog. God, I'm glad
No, we spilled juice on the counter. We'll have to take care of that in a
I
minute.
will take care of that. I have one more piece to put in here. All right, I'm putting the meat in. Meat's in. I am now putting beef broth. The recipe called for a cup, but I am using more meat than it called for, so that was more than a cup. And then the other half cup of wine, which is about
Ballpark, it's that.
that much. That was more than a half cup, by the way, because I have more than a pound of meat in here. I'm going to give it just a quick little jiggle. And I'm pretty sure we're about to put the lid on and cook this fucker. Let me make sure.
Okay.
Smooth, smooth, smooth. Yes, we are putting the lid on.
That should be towards you. The handle should be towards the front where the controls are.
Ah. Ah ha ha.
And then you just adjust it into place. And it should settle somewhere along in there.
There we go. And we're going to close it. And we're going to set it to stew. Okay. Apparently I have to clear it and then set it to stew. So, cancel.
We've not actually read the instructions.
Yeah.
We're just winging it.
So set it to stew. 35 minutes.
Well, we'll get this figured out, and when we open it back up, I guess is the next time
These
we'll talk to you.
curds, we have sharp cheddar cheese cubes.
Sharp white cheddar cheese.
Sharp white cheddar cheese cubes because this is so white.
Well, I mean, poutine is always made with white cheese.
No.
I don't know if it's because it's made by white people.
That's the knife that we've been using that I got from my mother because my parents no longer cook and they just, hey, you want something? Just go ahead and take it out of the kitchen. So, yep, these will go in when we're ready to serve.
Yes, those go in at serving.
And we've got the oil ready for fries to be done. We're just keeping that on low until it's about time to cook. Smells like rosemary.
So what we've done now, we have let this cook. We have let it depressurize. I've taken the lid off. I have set it to saute, and I'm about to cut the meat up and put it back. But first, I am going to mix the flour and water together.
And the potatoes are cooking.
The potatoes are cooking. I'm going to mix the flour and water together and thicken the sauce. Flour is out, and
Those are how golden brown are those looking?
I would leave them in just a
Okay.
teensy.
Yeah, we're in no hurry.
I kind of want to get the top ones closer to the bottom, but it's okay. Flour. It was out.
It's in back in the fridge. I put it back in the thing. I thought you had already used it.
So how much do I need again? About a cup. So we're going to make it's not really a roux because we're not cooking it first. But we're going to make a thickener.
Okay.
And use about a 1/4 cup of flour, which is about that much. And I'm making a
And
mess.
stuff that aside, don't worry about putting it in the freezer. I'll get it.
And
Water it up a little bit, maybe?
we're going to thin it. We're going to fluidize it. You know, it says to fluidize it with water, But I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? I'm going to fluidize it. Not even with wine. Not even going to use wine.
We got beef broth.
You expect me to use wine, but I'm going to use beef broth because there's actually a lot of wine in there already. So I'm going to use beef broth. This is how I do not go by recipes. Because why would I use water? Why would I use water for this when I can add flavor? And if you wanted to use wine instead of beef broth, I would be here for that. I'm here for that if that's your decision. But I want to use beef broth.
I would probably use wine.
Yeah, I feel like using beef broth. So the reason I'm doing this is because if you mix your, excuse me, I don't know if you could hear that, but it was very rude. If you mix your flour, if you mix your thickening agent with a small amount of liquid, then you can get it very smooth like this. Then add a little more liquid, make it just a little thinner. This keeps you from having lumps in your final product.
A mistake I often make.
Yeah. If you just pour everything right into your final product, it's nearly impossible to keep it from being lumpy. But if you pour something creamy into your final product, it is much less lumpy. So we're going to do this. We'll pour that into the pot. I just splashed some very hot liquid onto my hand.
Okay.
It hurt a lot. So something else I'm going to do. Ah, it's slippy. God damn, I just spilled the dog's water again. I'm very sorry. I am getting a little hot liquid, putting it in here to just get the rest of everything that's in my little bowl. There we go. And just stir. And we're going to let this thicken while I cut the meat up. And you do not have to.
Yeah, we'll let you do that, and the meat will get cut off the bone and go back in.
Yes.
So that's
This is
chips and cheese.
crispy chips with the cheese on top, and then you pour the poutine on top of the cheese, and it starts to make it melty. And this is our dish.
Woo! Serve with the, drink of your preference.
All done.
Okay.
I'm leaving.